everybody's doing good. Alright, today we're gonna do a video about how to replace your brake pads and rotors on a 2017 Mercedes C300. That's 4MATIC. I already done the driver side, but the important side is the passenger side, which has the sensor on the brake pads. So alright, before you do anything, you're gonna start loosening the lug nuts, and they are 17 millimeter. You're gonna loosen the lug nuts first, then jack up the car, but make sure you put something on the back wheel for safety reasons. I'm gonna go ahead and jack up the vehicle, then we're gonna remove the wheel and go from there. Okay, we went ahead and removed the wheel, and as you can see, I turned the steering wheel all the way to the left. That way it's easy for you to just work on this side. And quick note, as you can see here, the stick of the jack stand, what I do for safety reasons, I just remove the whole thing. That way you don't damage your vehicle or your mirror. I'm just gonna go ahead and set it on the side. Okay, now we're gonna start loosening the 13 millimeter bolts, this one and that one right there. And then we're gonna go ahead and remove the sensor from the wire, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. The way to do that is, sorry, I might need two hands, but I'm going to show you right here. See that little wire right there? You just push up, and pull. Hold on one second. I'm going to try to do it with the two hands and holding the phone at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and push on this, and I'm going to pull the sensor. There you go. That's how you remove it. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the bolts. We'll go from there. Okay, I loosened the two 13 millimeter bolts, and what I'm gonna do right now, before I remove them, I'm gonna go ahead and push on the piston. Push on the piston so I can release some pressure. That way it'll be easy for me to remove the caliper. But what I like to do is push the piston all the way in. That way I don't have to worry about it. See? I pushed a little bit from the inside of the rotor until I got a gap right here. Then I put the screwdriver between the rotor and the pad, and I'm pushing on the pad, which is, my hand is going toward me. Alright, there you go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the bolts. There's two bolts right here, and make sure you get you something to hang the caliper somewhere over here. That way it's safe. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to put any pressure on the caliper hose. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Trying to find somewhere to hang the caliper on, somewhere safe. Alright, let's try this. Oops. let me show you something. Before you take the brake pads off, look at this. You see these clips sticking out on the pad? Okay. On the bottom, if you put the little one inside and the bigger one outside, on the top, you do the opposite. You put the bigger inside and the smaller outside. If you don't do that, you're gonna mess up everything. Okay, you see, if you put this one, the bigger one on the inside, on the bottom you put the bigger one on the outside. Same thing on this pad right here. You put the bigger one on the outside, on the bottom you put the bigger one on the inside. And I'm just gonna show you one more time. See, this lip is smaller than this one. On the bottom, you can see the bigger lip and smaller lip. So the smaller lip on the inside and the bottom, and the smaller lip on the outside. On the top, it's on the outside. Okay. Let's set the phone down. There you go. So this is your sensor. Your sensor, there's a hole on the pad. You just stick that hole in there and you're good to go. But we're gonna replace this one anyways. We got a new one. I'm gonna go ahead and remove these pads. Alright. Make sure your pins are working properly. If not, you can pull them out, clean them, put some grease on them, put them back on. Mine are good. See? They have to be like this. It can be hard. Okay, now I'm gonna move these two bolts right here. Make sure you see on the phone. Yeah, this one and this one. And these two are 21 millimeter or 13/16. I'm gonna use this right here. As you can see, I removed the bracket, and what I did, it was a little dirty, so I took a wire brush and cleaned it real good from that dust and all that rust, so it looks good. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove this screw right here. That's T30, and make sure you don't force on it because you're gonna break that shape, star shape, and you're gonna have trouble removing it. If you can't move, put this in there, hammer it a little bit. If not, give it some heat. It will come off easy. I'm going to do that and go from there. Okay, we removed the rotor. And before you put the new one on, make sure you clean all this right here. If you have any rust or anything, clean off and spray with the brake cleaner. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my new rotor on. Oops, sorry. There you go. Okay. There we go. Make sure you clean the rotor because it comes with the little bit of oil on both sides from the factory. So you make sure you get brake part cleaner and spray from the inside and outside and clean it. Wipe it off. Go ahead, put your screw back on. Make sure it's tight. Not real tight, like tight enough to hold the rotor in. Okay. Yeah, don't make it so tight, too tight. Next time you won't be able to move it. Alright, good enough. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put our bracket back on. There we go. Alright guys, like I told you before, if you don't want to watch, if you don't want to watch me tighten the bolts, it's going to take too long, you can go ahead and fast forward. Make sure these are tight. Really? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and put our brake pads on. Alright. Okay, we got 2 brake pads right here. See? This one has got this groove right here. This one it doesn't. So this one goes on the inside. This is where you're going to put your sensor on, brake sensor. I'm going to show you how to do that. But make sure you put a little bit of grease on the caliper as well. I mean, my bad, brake pads. Right here. That way they slide in and slide out easy. There you go. Remember guys, what I told you before. If I put the bigger one on the inside, the bottom one is going to go on the outside. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stretch this one, because I'm going to put the bigger one on the bigger lip on the outside. Alright. On the bottom one, smaller lip, going to go on the outside. So I'm going to do this. Stretch it a little bit. That. Gonna have a little trouble on this one, because you can't really see good from the inside. So there you go. I got that one. Put this one on. This one's going to be a lot easier because I can see better. Let me show you again. So how I did it? On the top, the bigger lip was on the inside, but on the bottom is on the outside. Okay? Alright, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put the brake sensor on. And hold your brake pad. And just goes right and hold. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and hold my brake pads. That way they don't move. Get my caliper. There you go. Just to hold them in place. And you get your sensor, stick it out that hole. Alright guys, as you can see, like I said before, you stick the sensor from the middle of the caliper and you just plug it inside this plug right here until you hear the click, and all you gotta do is tighten your 13mm bolts. Make sure don't tighten them so tight, because if you do, you're gonna break them inside the pin. And if you do that, you're gonna have to buy the whole set of pin and the bolt. And after you do that, put your wheel on, drop the jack stand, the jack down, and make sure your bolts are tight. And after you're done, you go inside and pump your brakes until they get hard, and you're good to go. And that's it. Alright guys, if you like my video, if it's helpful, please give me a thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe, that would be great. Alright, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.